Pulled into Alaska earlier today. At first it was beautiful, crystal clear, and then sunset started popping. The orange glow, constant golden hour rippled all through. At this point, you can taste the smoke from the wildfires. When I was in Oregon, I reached out to my buddy Tim. Asked if he wanted to go surfing. He told me, sorry bro, I'm in northern Canada fighting fires. The whole place is on fire right now. It is currently 4 minutes after midnight, 12:04 p.m. and I just passed by the Himalaya Road fire. One funny thing to note, if you are in Google Maps and click the fire, it'll route you to it instead of giving you info. 12:30-ish a.m. What is that? Noon? 12:30, whatever noon is, p.m. Above the Arctic Circle here. Stuff got a little dusty yesterday. I have to make it a couple more miles to this gas station, and the fuel light's been on for a long time, so I just sat down, took a long nap for a while, but woke up a couple times from the heat of all things. That's the most surprising thing up here, is just how hot it is. Truly cannot believe that I was able to make it to a gas station. That was a little spicy. Yo, what's up, dude?
Yeah, sorry. I was right in the middle of a couple of things. What you doing?
Oh, just doing a little editing right now, looking back at the footage. Nice. And kind of thinking about storytelling and yeah, just...
I was watching the one video. It's definitely a lot of Whitewater.
Yeah, it definitely had some stout moments. I put on, and then I kind of just paddled around the corner. It started with some class 2 boogie water, but didn't really stop, and then kind of just ramped up. And the first rapid, I mean, honestly, you could say the first rapid, it was about an 11-mile wave train. Which was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, when you were saying the elevation drop, I was like, that's a pretty good elevation drop over the course of whatever, we're talking 31 miles.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I mean,
at least it wasn't all at once.
It was mostly like back paddling. Like, it was pretty much a consistent wave train, mostly class 2, 3, but then occasionally there were some like solid sized holes. But the thing is, I think we can both agree, you would never call this good practice. What we did here. It's not playing by the normal rules of the sport, but there's also points in these kind of sports where you do need to take a little bit of a step away and say, hey, this isn't going to happen unless I do it. This is never going to line up to do it by the rules.
I'm the one they call to make the thunder roll, so if you are people smart, come and test the physical.
It wasn't something that I just said, whatever, I'm going and doing. Like, I called you before, and what we talked about, we went over kind of the plan.
Yeah, so over the plan, where you put in, take out, locations, timing, all that, going into it, so kind of knew where you were, a general idea, what was going on, and then just a deadline, like if you didn't get out by a certain point, when we'd start looking for you.
Yeah.
Criminals, you can pass time by flashing your pistol. You talk tough, but you fade away like tears and rain in your your money won't be safe. Don't get your bags twisted, this'll be your last visit to the prison for your sins. You'll sit in all the gold you lifted. You cannot take that what was left for this day. That debt can't be paid, you're running away. The sun is high, see you, you can survive this day. So took your shots and try to silence the swift justice. It's about time to get prepared until you and tear. Say on your prayers, do you dare?
We called, we discussed the details, where we checked the weather together. We looked through and it was 6 p.m. when I would put on. And we had a weather window until about 1 p.m. the next day, which that weather window actually ended up stretching out. And I'd say it was good until about 5 that day. So it was a good, 24-hour window in practice, but about a 20-hour window in theory. We also had the full 24-hour daylight. There was no rise and set of the sun. And so basically this was a midnight mission, and it was pretty amazing to like. But overall, not something that really is good practice to be doing, but there are some adventures that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
Yeah. So, I thought you did good calling and checking in and just letting me know what was going on, bouncing your thoughts and ideas off me, just having somebody else double check you. But I think we both agreed your risk was, there's always risk, but the risk was minimized by talking about it and figuring it out, and then also having plan B and C, and I think being able to communicate for sure, like you were saying, was definitely important on there. But I thought it was acceptable, breaking of the rules on there.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So I'm filming this because this is the most chill the river has been. Pretty much, I got through that little pond at the start. That whole first 11-mile section taking an hour and a half. So I ended up blasting. But yeah, the issue is as soon as that 11-mile section ended, it went to flat water. Had a little leak there, which is not ideal. And then the bugs rolled in.
Oh, gotcha.
And so it ended up being about a 20-mile section because it was meandering a lot. I think it wouldn't be unreasonable looking line I drew to call it a 40-mile river section. So figured out something that works pretty well for the gnats here. Got the hood up through the dry seat neck gasket. Yes, sir. One just flew under the glasses there. But pretty much I blasted paddling. If I paddled as hard as I could stay ahead of the bug cloud a little bit.
It's motivation, keeps you going.
Yeah, so it was pretty much 20 miles of full tilt. Then there was some in the last 5 to 8 miles. It was pretty boogie again, but with some pools. So yeah, anything else you would want to add for a video? Before I pause the recording?
I thought you just did. I thought it was a typical. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Doing it or not doing it. Nothing I would have said would have necessarily talked you out of it. But I'm glad we talked through it. But yeah, being a badass.
Don't want to ever push that too much. And honestly, if you had been like, dude, what are you doing? I would have been like, okay, yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But
If you were telling me if it was like classified, some, you know, drops and stuff like that, or there was any danger, like the other thing is there's not really any screeners on that section because there's no trees. I've been with you dodging lava tubes, so I would imagine you should, in slower water, get away from a tree unless, you know, something was really wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that mosquito drained a little bit too much blood out of the area.
It's a takeout. So now hopefully I don't have to do a long ass walk. 30-mile shuttle. Let's figure it out. It's now about 1:30 a.m. Been hiking for about half an hour and have not seen a car come by yet. Yeah. So now I'm here. It's 4 a.m. and I'm 12 miles into a 32-mile shuttle walk. Had a couple people fly by, one couple in an RV stop and ask me questions and refuse to give me a ride. Anyway, I guess not everyone's nice. Gotta get that hitchhiking karma back up. But I'm definitely getting some miles in today.